International GCSE Religious Studies. Getting started, what to teach. My name is Susan Curry, and I'm the Religious Studies Subject Advisor for Pearson Edexcel. And within this short video, we're going to have a look at what you need to teach for the International GCSE Religious Studies course. So firstly, why choose Pearson Edexcel for International GCSE Religious Studies? We have a specification designed for all students, with topics to suit the interests of your students and a choice of religions to study. We've designed the paper to enable students to study topics from the perspective of at least one major world religion. Students will also study ideas not specific to any one religion and non-religious beliefs. This provides centres with greater flexibility to choose areas of study that they'll enjoy teaching. We have clear and straightforward question papers. Our question papers are clear and accessible for all students of all ability ranges and learning styles and will be consistent in their approach year on year. Our mark schemes are straightforward so that the assessment requirements are clear. Our specification is designed to develop understanding and an appreciation of a range of beliefs and an in-depth holistic understanding of religion across the two papers. The qualification provides a broad and deep development of students' skills. The design of the International GCSE aims to extend students' knowledge and understanding by broadening and deepening skills. For example, students develop the ability to analyse and evaluate content through realistic and contextualised tasks. They learn to construct well-argued and well-informed structured written answers. They engage with questions of belief, value, purpose, and truth and their influence on human life. They develop their own values, beliefs, and attitudes through examining those of others. International GCSEs enable successful progression onto A-level and beyond. Through our world-class qualification development process, we've consulted with a range of stakeholders to validate the appropriateness of this qualification, including its content, opportunities for skills development, and assessment structure. As mentioned, I'm the Religious Studies Subject Advisor. If you have any questions about anything we cover in this session or about any of our Religious Studies qualifications, then please do get in contact with me. You can contact me via email, by telephone, or by booking a Teams appointment with me at a time convenient to you. If I don't know the answer, I will be able to find out for you. I would also recommend that you sign up for my monthly Religious Studies subject update to keep up to date with news, events, and resources. So let's start by looking at the specific content within our International GCSE Religious Studies course. The most important document for you as a teacher is the specification. It contains all the content your students are required to know. Questions are set based solely on the content of the specification. It is clearly divided by both topic and faith and should always be your first reference point. It can be found online on our website, and a link to it is found in the description below this video. It's worth noting that the specification content required is the same regardless of whether the linear or modular route is chosen. Additionally, the Getting Started guide includes some useful information about the course, content, assessment objectives, and example questions. Again, there is a link to this in the description below the video. So let's look at the course itself. There are two main areas of study, split into two papers or units. Paper 1 is on beliefs and values, and Paper 2 on the religious community. Paper 1 is worth 60% of the qualification. It's divided into 4 sections. Each section is designed to enable students to learn about some of the key ideas both within a religion and those principles that are not specific to a single religion. Paper 1 deals with some challenging aspects of faith in modern society. This enables students to consider a range of views both within and between faiths. Section 1 covers the universe, creation, and the place of human beings. Section 2 covers life and death. Section 3 covers peace and conflict. And Section 4 covers rights, equality, and social justice. Paper 2 is worth 40% of the qualification. Students should study Paper 2 from the perspective of only one religion. It is divided into 3 sections, each designed to enable students to learn about some of the key ideas within a religion and to identify the range of different attitudes and opinions within that. Section 1 covers origins and their impact on the community. Section 2 covers celebration and pilgrimage. Section 3 covers worship and practice. The specification includes general information about the aims of the course and identifies what students need to be able to do. This includes an overview of what is required for each paper, and this should be used as your starting point when you're beginning to teach. The specification then gives specific detail for each section of the paper, outlining exactly what needs to be taught. Each area of study has sections, and this is an example of section 1 from each paper. Each section is then divided into subsections, for example 1.1, which provides further details about what needs to be taught. All exam questions and mark schemes are based on information found here in the specification. There is a generic specification for each unit which is relevant to every candidate, regardless of which faith a centre chooses to focus on. It outlines what needs to be taught across the issues within that section. Additionally, there is specific religious content outlined depending on what faith is chosen for study. On the screen, you can see an example of each bullet point of the specification that needs to be studied, with additional detail for those that have chosen to focus on Buddhism. This is available for each of the 6 religion options. Students could be assessed on the generic content or asked to explain the attitudes or beliefs from the specific religion they have studied. As mentioned, Section 1 focuses on the universe, creation, and the place of human beings. This section includes 7 subsections that need to be studied, 1.1 to 1.7. The specification outlines exactly what needs to be taught for each subsection, both generally, as can be seen at the top, and the specific aspects of the chosen religion that need to be taught, which can be seen on the bottom right. The example currently on the screen is taken from subsection 1.1, the universe and place of human beings, generic content, which is on the left, and the Buddhist specific content on the right that needs to be taught alongside that. As you can see, this is consistent across all sections. Section 2 on life and death includes 8 subtopics, 2.1 to 2.8, and again has content outlined that all students must cover, along with the specific religious content that needs to be studied in conjunction with this. As mentioned earlier, assessment questions could ask students more generic questions on life after death, or ask students specifically about the beliefs of one chosen religion. So students need to be confident in answering on both. Section 3 of Paper 1 focuses on peace and conflict, and this is broken down into 6 sections, 3.1 to 3.6. Within the assessment, students will have to answer 4 questions on this section, A, B, C, and D, and these questions could come from any of the subsections. All exam questions are taken from the specification content, so students must be familiar with the key terminology within it. Section 4 has 5 subsections, 4.1 to 4.5. As before, the specification outlines exactly what needs to be taught as part of each section. Paper 2 is worth a smaller proportion of the overall qualification, so includes fewer sections and fewer subsections within the specification. In this paper, students will only be expected to focus on one religion, and questions will ask specifically about that religion studied. The specification again outlines exactly what is expected to be taught within each subsection. The specification outlines what needs to be taught and the specifics for that religion. So in this case, for the celebration and pilgrimage section, students need to know specifically about Wesak and Nirvana Day. But within that, they need to know about the history of each day, their importance, how they are observed, as outlined in the general guidance. Both parts are designed to be used in conjunction together. For section 3, worship and practice, there are 2 subsections, and again, these detail exactly what should be taught as part of this, as with previous sections. I hope you found this useful. Please do get in touch if you have any questions.